Yes, what's going on, people? Evening. Reporting live from London as per usual. And I'm here today with the undefeated WBO Super Bantamweight champ, Stephen Coolboy Fulton. How you doing, sir?
Great.
Good to hear you. How you keep? Firstly, I've got to say congratulations, winning that world title towards the end of last year. Obviously, you recovered from COVID to put on a great performance. But I mean, how does it feel? How have you been, and how does it feel now that you're a unified, you are a champion?
I feels great, and I'm just ready to unify.
Yeah,
I got that itch now. Like I'm not satisfied, but I'm happy.
yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. I would say I can understand, but that's good to hear, especially as boxing fans. We definitely want to see, fighters be as active as possible. But before we go on, I've just got to ask, how have things been? You're in Philly, right? Are you in
Yeah.
Philly? Yeah. So how have things been for you with the COVID and pandemic and the family? Everybody safe and well?
Oh yeah. Seems like everything over to me.
Yeah. Okay. You guys, business back to usual. Business as usual.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to hear. So I've got to just take it back. Obviously, we're based in the UK. You got a lot of boxing fans out here, and I just wanted to kind of take the backstory in terms of how you got into the sport of boxing. Where did the name come from? Cool Boy Steph as a nickname, and obviously you're a Philly fighter. But yeah, just talk to us a little bit about that, please.
I got the name from when I was like 13. Me and my homie
Hmm.
just named ourselves. Like he was Todd a cool guy, I was Cool Boy Steph, and we'd just go around, you know, being us, being cool. And so I
Hmm.
just always had that name on all social media accounts, and it just stuck with me. But I'm really a cool person, so it's like I really just be chilling.
Mm.
I got into boxing. My father came home from prison when I was 10, but when I was like 12, he took me to the masjid, and we met up with some family friends, longtime family friends, and he just was catching up with them, asking them what they was getting into, what they were doing. He said he was training kids. Then he looked at me and just asked me, "Did I want to box?" I don't care.
Yeah. All right. I mean, as simple as that. As simple as that. He just asked you if you want to box, and I mean,
I was
what
like,
was
I
the
don't
first
care.
time like? Right? You remember the smell of the gym or getting hit for the first time? What was that like?
I don't remember getting hit for the first time because I was I was more so working on the basics week after week. So I would like do 1 week working on my feet,
Hmm.
one week jabbing, next week 1 2, next week 1 2 3. So I was taking it one day at a time. I was taking my time with it before I actually got in the ring.
Yeah. And is that part of the Philly fundamentals? You would say, you're from a big city where boxing is very popular, and a lot of the fighters are well schooled. Is that something that they teach at the amateur level quite a
For
lot?
sure, for sure, and I believe everyone should
Yeah.
instead of just getting in the ring.
Hmm. No, absolutely. And obviously, we mentioned Philly. I mean, does that bring added pressure coming from a fighting city like Philadelphia? You got the whole
Nah,
team behind your back.
yeah, nothing I can't handle.
Yeah.
This normal.
No, absolutely. Okay. So I mean, I've got to say, you fought Kagel, the Thai guy, Kagai. You fought Avalar. You're also undefeated. But when you went into those fights, it was two essentially undefeated fighters. That doesn't seem to praise you. Do you feel you should be getting more props for taking on guys and taking their own?
In due time, I will.
Hmm.
So I'm not worried right now. I'm just doing what I'm doing was this easy for me. So I'm just doing that. You
Yeah,
know, even if it is a hard task, we're gonna make it as easy as possible.
yeah,
But in due time, everyone will notice that. Just because they're not mentioning it now doesn't mean they won't mention it later on when they mention my accolades and the things that I've done.
yeah,
And when I continue to win and become unified, then undisputed at this weight class.
yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, and you spoke about the other titles. I mean, there's quite a few names that people are looking at. I mean, obviously you've got Isaac Dogboe, but you've got the likes of Figueroa, you've got Roman. I think Michael Conley has been mentioning your name quite a bit. I mean, which of those fights kind of, I guess, interest you the most?
I'm gonna get the winner out of Figueroa and Lewis Neri
Okay. Do
for the WBC and WBA regular.
you have a preference?
Nope, it don't matter.
Yeah. I mean, Lewis Neary's coming in with a strong record. That would be something,
That don't
right?
mean nothing. That don't
Yeah.
mean nothing.
Mm.
How did he look his last performance?
Yeah, I can't comment, but I saw your last performance, so yeah.
If Brandon win, it'll make for a bigger fight, though.
And why do you believe that to be the case?
I know that because was supposed to fight years ago. They
Yeah.
wanted us to fight years ago.
Mm. And I mean, do you feel that both of you being champions, obviously, like I said, would make that bigger? I mean, was it something that you could see happening this year?
Oh yeah. Well, for me and Brandon.
Yeah, you and the
I
winner.
mean, if he wins,
Yeah,
yeah. If he don't win, then he got to wait until I become undisputed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean,
I'm not saying I'm gonna make him wait a long time, but I'll definitely fight Brandon.
Yeah.
But once he if he doesn't win, I automatically fight Louis Neri.
Yeah. No.
After that, MJ might as well just see me. Let's just settle this out. See who could be undisputed at the weight class. I know I could do it, so
yeah. No, I'm
gonna be the first one to do it. So
no, that's good to hear. But and how does that work? Like in terms of, it sounds like you've got a target list. You've got a plan that you want to attack this year.
Everything's been going as planned so far. The things that I've been saying from the beginning is going as planned. Like everything.
Yeah. So next, who is next? Is there an opponent that's being scheduled, or is there
the winner out of Louis Neri and Brandon Figueroa?
But that fight hasn't taken place yet. So will you?
I'm still getting a winner out of him.
Yeah, you're not thinking of taking like not a tune-up, but a fight in between just to stay busy. Maybe your first event.
I would if it's presented to me. I will.
Yeah.
But if I gotta wait to become unified, one step closer to my ultimate goal, then I'll wait.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, I have to say it's a good attitude.
But I'm not waiting that long. I'm definitely gonna be fighting within the summertime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they're about to fight. So after that, they're gonna have to just see me in the summertime.
Okay. No, and let's hope there'll be some crowds in the venues by that time as well.
Yeah, that's gonna be the lit part about it.
That's what we want to see.
That's when I probably cry in the ring.
I mean, talk about that experience though. Obviously, you won the title. There was a big audience when you won? Well, it was in the studio when you won, right?
It was a big enough audience for me.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it to discredit, but I mean, just
I know. I mean, it's business. I mean, look at it's a pandemic, so of course, I know you're not saying it to be smart. I mean, we got to deal with reality. So I know you're not being smart, but the difference is, I believe being in that bubble will make a lot of fighters freeze up and show who they really are.
Okay.
And then I think it'll also separate like that superstar mentality, that superstar aura, rather than the person that just not going to show up that night because they don't know how to adapt to the environment.
Yeah. No, that's some key words there. Being able to adapt, and I guess showing what you said, what you become as a fighter. I mean, watching the sport, when you was coming up, who would you say that your style was the most similar to, or who did you watch and think, you know, I like that style, I want to mimic elements of that?
I believe I have my own kind of style. I'm not sure, like. If you can tell me one person that style is similar to mine, that's out there or not even out there, then I'll probably take heed to it. But I don't think I really, my style is really like anyone else's. I believe I have my own little style to me.
Yeah,
but I believe my style is tricky though. Like it looks easy from the outside looking in until they step in there, then they see a whole different me. So I believe I got like a tricky little style to me.
Yeah. And in terms of like your strong points, I mean, what do you think you bring to the ring that people do underestimate? You know, some people talk about power, some people talk about speed. What do you think?
They're gonna underestimate the power, but I got power. Trust me, y'all about to start seeing a whole different me. I said this before my last fight. I told everybody that y'all gonna see different me. Expect the unexpected, because I will come to fight. And when I did it, Angelo Leo just did another interview, and he said he didn't expect it. But I kept telling people expect the unexpected. So I'm telling you now, you will see the power come out. Stay tuned. one of my strongest points in the ring is my IQ. I'm very smart. I'm very smart. I put that first, and then I put my jab.
Yeah. Oh, good. I mean, like I said, the fans are definitely enjoying watching your fights. And I just wanted to take you back. You mentioned, I mean, when we spoke, as I was saying at the awards dinner, you mentioned you had sparred with Carl Frampton in the past. I mean, he's fighting on your fellow countryman, Jamal Herring. He's trying to get Jamal Herring's belt. How do you see that fight playing out?
I didn't really play that fight out yet.
Yeah.
I really didn't. Because, and I'm going to tell you why. It was supposed to happen so many times that I keep falling in and out. So I'm just going to wait till it's really about to be that time. Then I can break down a prediction or this was going to happen.
Yeah.
But right now, they still gotta get there right now.
Yeah. To be fair, I think Jamal's still in he's still in the States, right? He was at the fights this weekend, so yeah, he hasn't got to Dubai yet. So okay.
But that's a great fight though. That's a great fight. I think a lot of people underestimate Carl because of his height.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what that's the bad part about it. But I don't think Jamel is underestimating his height at all or anything about him. I think he's focused. I think Jamel focused just as well as Carl focused. I also think that if Carl wins this, then he'd be three weight and three times champion. Yeah, if he win this, he got a couple more big fights in his tank. He got some big fights in his tank.
Yeah. And I'm not saying it for asking if you would fight them, but do you have plans to move up, and how quickly? If you could unify in a year, would you look to move up in a division next year? And which division? It may not be the next one up. Could it be two?
I'm going to 26.
Okay.
I'm gonna work my way up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna automatically win a title there.
Who
that? Cause if I still got my WBO, Never Rec gonna have to see me, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's right.
So
that's right.
No, I don't care about whoever got it. He's gonna have to fight. But when I move up, I'm definitely gonna go up to 26. I see myself moving up soon though.
Yeah.
By the time this next fight, when I unify, had the other two belts.
Yeah.
Then it'll be only one fight to make really, so I can become the first undisputed super bantamweight. Because there's never been one at super bantamweight, so I can become the first one.
Yeah.
And I've been saying this for years now. Like, I'm gonna be the first undisputed super bantamweight. Right. So now we damn near here. Things been going how I've been saying it.
I was gonna say
after that, I'm moving up.
No, absolutely, and we look forward to seeing that journey. I mean, I've got to ask you, just outside of the boxing, am I right in saying that you have a restaurant, or you're involved in the rest of the food business?
Yeah, it's right here. I'm in front of it.
Oh, snap! Okay. And so, just talk to us. What is it that you're selling, and how did you get involved in such an investment?
We sell seafood like crabs and stuff like that. We got into it because my coach, while he know how to cook,
all right,
he do everything. So he knew how to cook. So he came with me to we came up with the idea. We were sitting. This was right around the time while I was fighting for the IBO. We were sitting on like a deck outside on like these 2-story homes. We sitting on like a deck. And he made the crabs, and we just started talking about them. He's like, yo, these real good. He like, yo, what if we just come up with a restaurant? Like, what the name would be? So he like, Cool Boy Steph Crab. I'm like, no, we can't do that. So I'm like, then we both came with like CBS crabs. And then we just bought the building that was next door to the car shop and took off from there.
No, that's.
I was outside fixing the roof of that and everything. People were trying to laugh, talking about we don't know what we doing, but they ain't asked to help. But then soon as it started rolling, everybody gonna want part of it.
Yeah, I think that's the way it goes, right? But I mean, obviously, good luck with that venture. I mean, it's good to see fighters, make good use of their money, put it in another investment. I think J-Rock's quite similar in terms of he uses his money wisely. So it must be a free thing. You guys have seen what the boxing game can do, and you want to use the money wisely.
I feel like it's not just the Philly thing. I feel like Floyd opened those doors for other boxers. He gave us that he made us see it.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe it's that, along with just our generation, like everybody, not just boxing. I'm starting to see a lot of not just white young people, but black young people as well becoming entrepreneurs and business owners and stuff. So I feel like it's just our generation that's trying to break those curses.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think people want, outside of obviously you're a boxer, so you have a profession, but I feel like people want ownership. They want to be able to manage their own time, not do what they want, but be in charge of how they make their money, you know, how they make operations and decisions. So I think you're right in terms of the era we're in. Plus, COVID has got us all thinking differently as well, right?
Yeah, things change. Hey, COVID
Man.
started making these guys fight each other now. You see what happened? Soon COVID hit, everybody got to fight each other.
Yeah.
And now they see it ain't so easy. Everybody always, oh man, I could have beat that undefeated fighter he fought. And soon they step up and fight undefeated fighter, they come up short. Then it's like, now they start to give their props to me. But COVID definitely changed a lot of things. I think it opened up a lot of eyes, as well as, I mean, it shows the good and the bad. And they exposed a lot of things.
Yeah.
So sometimes we probably need a little cleanse like that.
That's what I'm saying. Spiritual reset, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just get down to just doing it like that. I mean, in terms of the boxing, you mentioned the Floyd Mayweather, the money man. I mean, and spoke about his business. What do you think about the alleged comeback? It looks like he's coming back soon to fight the YouTuber. I mean, do you, as a professional, think this guy's taking up the limelight, or are you here for it and just think, you know what, let the guy earn his money?
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, he making money. I'm not gonna knock another man for making money. He using, if he worked that hard to get to that position to be able to start working smarter instead of harder to make the same amount of money or more, why not do it? Yeah. Everybody, a lot of boxers are out here saying, man, I'm not doing that, but let them have been offered 15 million to fight a YouTuber or something like that. What they gonna do? They're not gonna turn it down. It's gonna be, excuse my language, it's gonna be fuck what we saying. I'm gonna go make this money for my family. So I feel like I'm here for it. He already made his mark in his and put his print in the professional and amateur boxing world and boxing in general. So why not make the easy money? Everybody else out here doing it. Why not? Why can't he do it?
Yeah, no, I
feel like everybody just have like a little love-hate thing. You know, first they love you, then they hate you, then they love you again.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what is going on right now for Floyd. I don't know him personally. I had a little short, brief conversation. We met, took a pic. I made a nice, funny quote at the end of my fight about him. And other than that, man, I think he should just continue to do what he's doing. Get as much money as he can.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, just talking about another icon in the sport. Last week we lost the man, Marvin Hagler, the marvelous Marvin Hagler. Maybe you could just say a few words about what he meant to you as a fellow fighter and what you felt he brought to the sport of boxing.
I feel he brought that. I feel like he brought the excitement into the game. Cause the way he fight, I don't think I could do every fight like that. But it definitely brought a major impact, and not just the sport, but me, because that's the type of things that I like. Like I love to sit there and watch watch those type of fights, and I try to embrace it and put that into my game now. Like I want to start mixing it up and things like that. That's why I fought my fight the way I did the last time. Not saying because of him, but I want to start doing things in that such matter. But rest in peace to him, man. He's a legend, man. I can't really say much because I don't really know him that much, but
no, absolutely. And we just put up some images of you with your straps. I mean, in terms of, and I'm not being clever here, but obviously you won the IBO in 2019, but the WBO you won last year. Was there a difference in terms of which one you was able to win and how you raised your arms?
Say that last part again.
Did you feel did one belt bring you more, not necessarily joy, but did you feel like you've made it when you had won the WBO as opposed to maybe the IBO?
I feel the difference that I felt was like, damn, like only everybody else is recognizing me as a champion. I always knew I was a champion. We're with the IBL. It says world title, and it's considered a world title. I mean, it's not a major sanctioned body, but it's still a world title. So the sooner we embrace it, just as well as we embrace the WBA regular and gold, the WBC franchise and regular, then I guess the sooner everything will be a lot more lit. But with the things that was different about it was the fight for it. I feel like the fight for it was different. I still feel like a champion no matter what, and I still had the same I'm not satisfied feeling. Like I'm happy to become world champion, but the feeling that of me not really being satisfied excites me more because it's like, all right, I'm not finished. I'm not just gonna get a world title and just say, get lazy on them. You feel me? So it's like
absolutely.
That's the only difference.
No, absolutely no. So I mean, thank you very much. I mean, Stephen, listen, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. Good luck for the rest of the year. Hopefully, we get some fight news announced soon.
Or it's gonna get announced soon.
Yeah. We wait till the summer and we get to see the big fight as well. But yeah, I'm sure you'll have your eyes eagerly fixed on that clash. So good luck with training and also with business and life and the family. And thank you for joining us today. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Likewise. Thanks. I appreciate you.
Take care. Cheers. Yes, that was the champ, WBO champ, Stephen Fulton. It was good chopping it up with him. Remember, guys, you would have seen the button like, subscribe, share. We need to get more viewers, more eyeballs. We need more likes. And also do not forget to comment once the video goes up live. Enjoyed speaking to Stephen today. The plan is to try and get more guests on a frequent basis and obviously allow you, the fans, to listen to them. So we're going to open up the lines shortly, but we will just wait. I hope to have another guest joining us shortly. And I do want to have the callers speak to that guest once he joins. You would have seen his name in the title, the new WBO Cruiserweight champion, Lawrence Okolie. Looking forward to chopping it up with him. Before we do go on to that interview, we've got to talk about the fights. I would have said that took place last week, but actually let's focus on what's happening next week, this weekend. Dillian Whyte takes on Alexander Povetkin in a rematch that really, not only is it long overdue, and Dillian must be super frustrated, but it's a rematch that we didn't think we needed, but we do, and it's here. Povetkin stopped with Dillian Whyte in stunning fashion last summer at the Matchroom Fight Camp, and we're now finally seeing that fight take place. The guys have gone out to Gibraltar. It is a bit of a stacked card, I've got to say. You know, you've got the likes of Chris Kongo, our guy. Really looking forward to seeing what he does against McKinson. You got Cheeseman versus Metcalf. Wardley, Fabio Wardley, one of Dillian Whyte's proteges, taking on Eric Molina. I think that should be an interesting clash, and we're going to get to see the bar that Fabian Wardley is at. And then you've got something that was recently added, and that's Nick Pfeiffer versus Webb. Again, we're seeing you might as well say the heart of Dillian Whyte, because he has been sparring, been training with Pfeiffer, and he called Eddie Hearn and essentially asked for him to be added to the card. And on top of that, we're seeing, I don't think it is a debut, but it's definitely one of his first fights. We are seeing Campbell Hatton, the son of Ricky Hatton, fight on this card. So it's a pretty stacked card. It's over in Gibraltar. Some of the aerial shots look really good. Kind of makes me wish I was going, if I'm being honest. But unfortunately, we're not. UK fans will not be able to travel. But it looks like it's going to be a good atmosphere. I expect it to be a good atmosphere, and I expect it to be a good fight. I think, you know, Kongo versus McKinson. Let's start with that. McKinson, MTK fighter, is coming in with a good reputation. I think he can talk a good game, but I do think Kongo, his fundamentals, his boxing ability, his IQ, his strength, his height, I think that should see him through that. I think this year is a really important year for Chris Kongo, and we're going to get to see him sort of move up the levels now. And I think that's the type of fight where we get to see that. The Wardley versus Molina, again, I've got my eye on that clash because I do think Wardley is a skillful fighter. I think, you know, technique-wise, I think he's not a bad boxer, and I think power could be interesting. So Molina, yes, he's, you know, obviously lost to Joshua, I believe, Wilder as well, and those were some years back. But for Wardley, who's kind of on the trajectory, I think it's a good measuring stick. So really looking forward to seeing that fight take place. And then the big one, Dillian Whyte versus Alexander Povetkin. Definitely want to get people's reactions to that. How do I see that fight playing out? Really, there should only be one winner. And we're saying that in the sense of Dillian Whyte had the opportunity to end the fight, but didn't. But I think we have to say Povetkin is a really tough fighter. He's been put down. He was put down, sorry. But we have seen him ruffled in quite a few fights. If you go back to the Michael Hunter fight, which took place in Saudi Arabia on the Joshua Ruiz undercard, we saw that Povetkin kind of really was ruffled the first 3 rounds, but then gradually found his rhythm and was able to get back into the fight and ultimately got a draw. So, that's one area where we've seen Povetkin's sort of credibility and his character. I think Dillian Whyte feels probably technically he not got found out, but he fell for the traps. And I think that's something he's going to want to put right. Will he be able to stop him immediately? When I say immediately, the early rounds, we're going to soon find out. Is that the right approach? If I'm being honest, I think it is. If I'm being honest, I think, the first 2 rounds, I think you've got to obviously establish your jab, establish your rhythm. But I think if he can and he sees the opportunity, I think he's really got to go for Povetkin. I think he has to work on his defense. And I would imagine over this length of time, that is something that he should have been working on. Whether it's going to be at the right level, we will soon find out. But for me, I'm looking at Povetkin, I'm looking at Dillian Whyte, and I'm like, Dillian, if you really want to be challenging for titles, and we're talking probably 12, 18 months away now, you've got to win this fight. And I think because of the knockout loss, I do think you've got to win in style. I think it's not an impossible reach. I think it's more than possible. And obviously good luck this weekend, but hopefully you've been putting in the work. Got to shout out a few of the other guys. Javier Miller is working that corner again. Obviously they're now getting some support, but I still think, Javier Miller, those that know him, he's a real student of the game, studied the game. He's worked with the likes of Don Charles. He's been in the corners for a variety of fighters. And whilst he is one of the younger trainers, I think he knows his stuff. And Dillian has obviously put his faith in him. And I believe he'll show that faith. He will see that be repaid on the weekend. And also Yusuf Kamari, that's for my days at All Stars. He was at All Stars, then moved to obviously the Neasden Boxing Club. But yeah, he will be fighting this weekend. He's on the undercard. Hopefully we get to see him quite early doors. Listen, that guy is a talented fighter. I think that he's going to be able to kind of show boxing fans what he's made of, and I think he's got a great skill set. I remember watching him at the amateur days, London Haringey Box Cup or the Lord Mayor's Club in West London, and he really put on a show. So really looking forward to seeing him perform as well. Last week, we got the news of a new card that's coming out 1st of May, kind of the secret that was not really a secret. Chisora taking on Joseph Parker, leading that clash with a relatively it's hard to say whether it's underwhelming, but it's a named. I think the best way to say is that it's a fixture that has names on it. We've got Katie Taylor taking on Jonas, and then we also have Chris Eubank Jr. Taking on Morrison, and then you've got Bivell taking on our London native Craig Richards. So great. It's definitely a great opportunity for a lot of people, for a lot of fighters. Jonas, number 1, fighting for the titles, and obviously Craig Richards fighting for a world title. So from my point of view, I think that's going to be a great fight. I think Bivol is a tough competitor. But I would definitely say, you've got to look at Craig Richards and say, you know what, like, he's a tough fighter, and he's come up from super middle, and he's now holding his own at a light heavyweight. Yeah, everyone's going to talk about Bivol's power, but this is boxing. If you don't take a shot at the cherry, then you don't reach for the cherry, you're not going to eat. So I think he's got to go in there, give it his best. I think the game plan that the Sims brothers will come up with, it may work. And I'm backing him. So I'm hoping him and giving him all the best, hoping that he definitely is able to kind of get that victory, whilst it will be a tough ask. But as I said, matchup-wise, maybe the fights are not the best, but you definitely got to say there are some names up there. So yeah, we're looking forward to seeing that fight go on. Just a big comment. There's a comment there, Sam. There, big up. Yeah, big up, Sam. There. What's going on, brother? Long time. Hope you enjoying Nige. Definitely got to get you on once you are ready. Craig should prove everybody wrong. Let's see about that. I think it's going to be interesting moving forward. So, guys, listen, I'm going to move on to our guest, and hopefully, us just checking his background, Mr. I was going to say Mr. WBO Cruiserweight Champion. How you doing, bro?
Yes, yes.
How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, brother. I mean, listen, firstly, thank you for joining us this evening. Pleasure, as always, twice in a row, though. But there's definitely a different feel this time around.
Can I turn it sideways?
Yeah, you should be able to do it like that. Yeah, that's better.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
Yeah, it's definitely there's a different title running around now. How you feeling?
Yeah, I feel good. What did I write the last time? Future world champ, and now I get to write world champ.
The next world champ. There you go, brother.
Yeah. Oh, next, yeah, it's there.
You put the next, and it's official. I mean, look, like I said, thank you for joining us on the platform. We got great feedback last time, and obviously everybody wished you all the best. And you went out there and you done it. And I mean, it's been a few days now since the dust has settled, but are you getting any different treatment? Are you starting to feel different in any way, shape, or form?
I don't actually feel different personally, but I feel excited about getting back to training, which isn't usually how I feel, you know, because training is hard. But I do feel excited, so I think obviously that's a positive. But you know, even in the short times, you know, when I'm walking to go get like a checkup, or like I've had to do some media stuff, and just little short walks, I'm getting, you know, stopped and spotted a lot more. So I think obviously, you know, the fight, and then after the aftermath, you know, ITV, BBC, you know, all of these terrestrial channels, you know, having me on repeat. So it's been good.
Yeah, no, absolutely, I can imagine. And I mean, you know, let's take it back a few days. You gave us a prediction on the show. I was very tempted to clip it, but I didn't want to jinx you. You predicted first round knockout, but I thought, you know what? As a lemon on Dix, we were confident, but you know what it's like. We don't want to anything happen. But yeah, in terms of the fight, have you had a chance to look back at the fight at all?
Yeah. I've watched it a few times. Quite simply, yeah.
And the reason that was more of an opening question, because I want to say, how did you look back? Like, what were your thoughts when you watched it back?
I was really happy with the stuff I was doing. I'm really interested in my next fight to see if it was like, if it will work on like a different style of opponent. Obviously, you change up depending on who you're fighting, but I'm in two minds. I'm trying to figure out. It's so hard, and because I can't speak Polish or speak to him. Is it a case of the stuff that, because Shane said it would go like that, you know, but it's like doing it in sparring against decent level guys and doing it at world level, in my mind, is meant to be two different things. But he was certain that it would make him freeze, do you know what I'm saying, and make him tentative to throw punches. But I'm trying to figure out, was it the power? Was it the movement? Was it other stuff? Does he know? Does he not know? Will it work to see if it would work against someone else? Or was Glowacki just like gun shy? Or do you know what I mean? But long story short, I was really happy with how I boxed. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like Glowacki really could come out of the show. I think I did put him in it with a lot of the power shots early on. You know, just enough to let him know, okay, if you open up here or you come rushing in, I'm going to hurt you. Do you know what I mean? Because I think that's the thing with counter punchers. They rely solely on you being the one that's coming for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, in terms of one of the things I noticed, and I know we spoke about Fury, but one of the things I thought was really impressive from my mind was the feints. You were doing a lot of feints, and I don't want to say you took away his jab to a degree, but it felt like he just couldn't find any rhythm at all throughout the fight. And I think that was a smart move from yourself, because you showed agility, you know, always on your toes. But then I think your range with the power probably just took him by surprise. You know, it
100%.
sounds like Yeah. So
100%. I think, you know, obviously when someone stands in front of me, I've got a very, like, of course I might be big, but I'm not really there doing serious eyes or projecting any. I'm just quite, everything's like cool. I'm really confident, and you know, during face-offs. But I think when they get in the ring and they see like my size, but just also when you get in there and you try to throw the first, you think, oh, this guy's further away than what I'm used to. Oh, he's hitting me, and the jabs. Listen, if you don't let someone come and hit you, just tap you on the head, you know, for 10 minutes, it's annoying. Oh, it hurts. Oh, okay. Let alone the jab, but my jab's not weak. Like I don't have if I pump the jab, it's gonna hurt as well because I'm still a big, strong guy. So I think a lot of stuff kind of kept him scared, because if my jab is hurting, imagine what my right hand can do. And obviously he found out later on in the fight, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the big questions are coming in. So we've got Combat Boxing here that's asking, how many fights do you have left at cruiserweight if things go as planned?
3, I guess, you know, because that would be IBF, WBC, WBA. Do you know what I mean? That would be good.
Yeah, and he just made a comment. Very sharp boxing, very sharp performance, by the way. I mean, I want to speak on that comment actually about the performance. I mean, the plaudits came in all over. And I don't want to say to be disrespectful to Glowacki, but you know, did you feel that it would be so easy, because it was very one-sided? You know, I'm not saying it to be biased, but it was pretty much a one-sided. I think there was probably a shot he landed on the 4th round, maybe. It didn't trouble you, but that was the only shot I can remember him clearly landing. So just to start, you know, was that a bit easier than you might have thought?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe. Yes, definitely. You know, mentally, I prepared myself for absolute hell, because obviously we both knew what was to gain with a victory. You know, he was talking about a fight with Bradus, like a rematch. I was talking about unifications. You know, of course, like neither of us is overlooking the other one, but you know what's on the horizon. And for him being 3-time world champion, you know, taking it back to Poland, there'll probably be a parade there for him. Do you know what I mean? So I thought, you know, he was gonna like put it all on the line, and like I thought it would be a little bit different. I thought, but then again, I do believe if he came out a bit more aggressively, then I would have got the stoppage earlier, because I was so focused on like not letting it get messy. Because I think that for my opponents, what I'm realizing now is that it's better for them if we're spending 20-30 seconds in the clinch at a time, because it's 20-30 seconds that they're not getting punched. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was, because I hate to say it, sounds disrespectful, but it wasn't as tough as I thought it was going to be. Yeah,
I think it's a fair comment without being disrespectful. There's a comment here from IA just saying, how do you think your style will change at heavyweight? Good performance on Saturday.
At heavyweight, from sparring anyway, heavyweights, it would probably be a lot. Very similar to Saturday, in the sense of, obviously, like, it's that distance control, because against heavyweights I don't really get in there and have grappling matches because it's tiring. So it would be a lot more, and this is why how I knew I was able to box like that, because I've done it against when there's danger in front of me, and I respect it. You know, I'll pop the jab, I'll move, I'll pop a jab, I'll move over. You know what I mean? I'll feint, I'll do whatever to kind of keep someone low of just like, oh, okay, what do I do? But obviously I don't do that in fights, because I haven't done that in fights in the past, because I might sometimes maybe just think to myself, okay, you just got to win, and I'm too eager to maybe get a right hand and I'm falling in after it and whatever else. And once I'm on the inside, it's like, oh no, they're trying to work. Do you know what I mean? So, but against heavyweights in sparring and stuff like that, there's none of that. There's no falling. It's very clinical, sharp, clean work. So I think I'll be a lot more. I'll show a lot more of my boxing IQ, because I now lose the strength and power advantage. I might not lose the power, but I lose the fact that I'll be so much stronger than my opponent, and I have to rely on good boxing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we got Zayn Musa. Zayn Musa messaged us last week. He said, "Yes, bro. Like Lawrence, geez, you smashed it. He put the bag on you, bro. He put some money down on you." So
I heard that a lot. I heard a lot of people did.
Yeah, I mean, and also one of the questions was about heavyweights, and you spoke about unifying. Eddie Hearn spoke about unifying. I'm just going to ask. There may be an opportunity to be a three-time, not get ahead of ourselves, but a three-time world champion if you go to Bridgerweight. Is that something that even in the conversation, in the plans?
Yeah. So, sorry, I'm having a little.
No ways, do your thing.
Why
not?
So yeah, definitely. It's a little sneaky way of getting a free world champion. Because not many people do it at cruiserweight. You know what I'm saying? Very hard to go light heavyweight, cruiserweight, heavyweight. So, it would be amazing. I think that's legendary stuff. Although Bridgeweight's a new weight class, it's a legitimate weight class. So, why not?
Yeah, exactly. No, good. It's good to hear that. And I mean, on the interview on Saturday, you mentioned Dwyer. I'll be honest, I didn't know who he is, but I think everybody kind of found him afterwards. And he's always going to have the critics. So, I mean, there's a line that says the best chins. I think Carl Froch said it. The best chins are the ones that do not get hit. So, what do you say to your critics that are now trying to say that we don't know if Okolie can take a punch?
Well, I feel blessed. So that's still a question. And I've managed to win a British, Commonwealth, European, and world title. If anything, I've got a lot of criticism in the past, but my coach has never been worried in a fight. My family have never had any worries, you know. So it is what it is. Long may that continue. Do you know what I'm saying? And I said in the press conference, I don't know if you guys remember.
Yeah.
They said, are you ready, you know, for a war of attrition and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, I think it's a problem. I think it's a problem if me and him are going back and forth. And I said, I'm not saying it to be disrespectful, but because he's obviously a good fighter, but I need to show I'm on another level.
Yeah.
And, you know, I am. Do you know what I mean? Whether that's like whatever anyone wants to say, Glowacki was a, you know, 2-time world champion, whatever else. And he couldn't land a glove on me in 6 rounds, and I stopped him. So, you know, and maybe someone else in there with him has a hard fight Saturday. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I'm not really interested in having back and forth with anybody. You know, I'm just happy now that I can do it without it necessarily being messy holding and stuff. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's becoming the thing of the past now as well. You know, I can't remember. I don't know how many knockouts I've had in a row, but it has to be at least like 4. Let me think. Sorry. Glowacki, Glowacki, Ngabu. The Angel guy? Is it Angel?
I will have to say I didn't know
Angel,
that.
I've had 5 in a row.
You've had more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So including Glowacki, it's 6, bro.
6 in a row.
Because you had Dino, Camacho, and then
I've had 6. I've had that 6 in a row.
I mean, Shane spoke well to that. Big up the Boxing Social guys. Shane spoke well to that when he said, "Look, that whole aura of Matty Askins has stayed with you, but he thinks, you know, you've totally done that and got away with that." And I think you mentioned that just now, and I think absolutely you're right. Just a question from another fan, Comrade Boxing. How hard is it for you to make weight at cruiserweight? You look huge in the ring.
Oh, it's actually really not difficult. I mean, it's really not that. It's you know, it's annoying. Is the word I'd use. Yeah.
I was like a backhanded compliment. In my opinion. So are you done now with domestic rivals like Riakporhe and Chamberlain? In my opinion, UK are white into next week. That's a comment from IA. I mean, obviously you're world champion. I don't want to answer that for you, but yeah, you're world champion now. I mean,
yeah. So for a long time, you know what? After the Chamberlain fight and once I won the British Commonwealth and whatever, I had both of them at the same time. I kind of said to myself like what I don't want is people piggybacking off my name, you know, because I'm the type of person that actually goes for it. You know, I was an Olympian. I could have had easy fights for years. Do you know what I mean? Or easier fights than the ones that I had relative to the time. So I'm out here going and trying to get it. Do you know what I mean? If you ask Eddie, ask the matchmakers, there's never a time I'm like, nah, it's wrong for me. Nah, it's wrong. I've always been like, okay, cool. Chamberlain, I want it now. Askins, I want it now. Okay.
Yeah.
Luke, I want. So I just feel like the domestic scene, these guys need to take a couple more chances. Do you know what I'm saying? When I was at British level, and so on and so forth, I went for the British champion at the time. I didn't hear nobody call him out afterwards. Not, do you get where I'm coming from? European, I didn't hear no one call out Ngabu since. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like people.
No, it's a fair comment. Very, very fair comment.
So it's like, I think people, and I said it in an interview before, way before I was even in line, but I feel like a lot of people are just sitting around waiting for me to go out and do it and then hope that I, come and have a domestic dust up with them while they just box journeyman and whatever else and then wait for the big shot. But it's like, no, I've had to go out and get it, and take risks and deal with massive pressure and stuff like that. Of course, that puts me in good stead, in those type of fights, because they wouldn't have been in them situations before. But I just feel like they need to do more. Personally, I would love a domestic dust up. I would it's not like those are the things that British fans get behind. Like, I've watched, Carl Fudge, George Groves, etc. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're back to
Yeah, no, I was gonna say Fury type Joshua maybe.
Yeah. So those are the ones that we are mouth-watering for us. But it's just like right now, if you put me in any of them, it's almost like a mismatch in the sense of experience, even in just 16 fights, in terms of ability as well. So yes, I'm done with them. And then also, I believe the same thing. I do believe I'd beat Dylan White, as I've said years ago. But it's more so I said it, but this is before that I'd proven that I could be a world champion or anything else. So I kind of said at the time as well, I need to do stuff at cruiserweight. Do you know what I'm saying? Let me just handle myself. And then when it's time to move up to heavyweight, that's when, if you ask me about certain fighters, I'll answer properly. But as of right now, I've got stuff to do at cruiserweight. And then when it's time, I'll do what I need to do.
No, big up. And just a comment from Zay Musa. He says, Lawrence has learned so much. It was amazing to get that jab out. Glowacki was a huge step up. So, again, you're getting your props. One of the things, I've not looked into this, but I will do. Has anybody in Britain won the world champion at cruiserweight in the same amount of time you have? For 16 fights, 16, 17 fights is not Hay. I don't think it was that quick.
I think,
I wonder what it was that quick.
I think it was close. I think Hay was close. But then I don't think anyone's done it in amateur and pro fights. If you want to start coming around, as in I've been to the boxing ring 40 times, career, amateur and pro. And somehow I've been a European amateur champion, an Olympian, British, Commonwealth, European, and world champion. So I think in terms of 40 fights ever, to get all of those, I don't think anyone's done it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Lawrence, before we go, I'm just going to get to the callers. We've got a couple of callers that we just want to open the lines to. So, hello. I want to say something. Hey, Uncle.
Hey, hi, Kojo. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. We're here with the champ, your fellow Nigerian.
Oh, yeah. Lawrence, we spoke last week. Congratulations, son. Well done. You did us all proud. I personally think it was the best performance I think I've seen you have. I liked your control of distance, timing. Your jab was excellent.
Thank you so much.
I think basically.
Thank you.
To what you and Kojo were saying, I think you disarmed him because he was an experienced guy. You could see he was trying things from his southpaw stand, but then you put doubts in his mind. And I also noticed you threw in some good body shots. And I loved your poise and your patience. It was a mature, disciplined performance. Well done.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think there's a slight delay. So
and also credit to your trainer, Shane McGuigan, because I'm really seeing the improvements in you. I remember before that guy, what's his name? That joker who was mouthing off before you. Was it Chamberlain or whatever? Ted Bunny's nephew or something.
Yeah, Chamberlain.
Yeah, they were mouthing off, and then everybody was having a good because the guy didn't actually come to fight from the night. But now, your improvements is just so much from those days, So keep it up.
Thanks, Uncle. Last comment before we go.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a quick question, Uncle. Dylan White versus Povetkin. Does Dylan White get revenge?
Well, I'm glad. I'm actually glad that we had Lawrence performance Saturday and that Lawrence is there.
Yeah.
The key for me is, the key for me is fight to win this fight.
Thank you.
Basically trying to do what Lawrence did, box the guy, box him at a distance. But if he goes in there swinging with this guy, Povetkin, you're asking for trouble, and the same thing will happen. Again, you spoke about Michael Hunter earlier. Yeah. Michael Hunter won, to me, even though they made this a draw, Michael Hunter won the fight on the Joshua Ruiz 2 undercard because he basically boxed Povetkin. But if you go in there trying to exchange with this guy, doing mano a mano, you are asking for trouble. The guy's already proven he can fight back out.
Yeah.
And you know what? It was a worse knockout than the one AJ gave Dillian White. So I've been hearing interviews, though he's going to stop him and all of that. Well, it's possible. But if I was him, just try and win the fight. If you need to go to points, win the fight and get your career back on track.
Absolutely. Thank you, Uncle. We're going to move on to the next caller, but I appreciate your call and support as always. Going out to 908. 908. The floor is yours.
Kojo?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, Kojo. How you doing? You all right?
I'm good. Yes, is that Zayn?
Yeah, we got the champ there, yeah.
Yes, we got the champ there. Sorry, Lawrence.
Lawrence. You know what? Congratulations, man. That was huge, man. I really respect what you did that day, man. It's crazy, man. I just can't believe it.
Give me 1 second. It's just frozen.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sorry, Lawrence, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
I can hear you, bro.
Yeah. Zayn, do you want to go again?
Yeah, I'll go again, man. Yeah, as I was saying, Lawrence, man, congratulations, bro. That was huge what you done, man. In 16 fights. So, wow. It's crazy.
Thank you so much.
You're world champion now, bro. All I want to say to you, bro, is what are you looking to do? Are you going to unify the division? Is greatest next?
Yeah, that's my aim. No, my aim is to definitely unify and then, God willing, get it undisputed. It really depends on the other champions, and what their plans are. But I think, Eddie has the power to sort of make certain fights happen. The British fans, if they want to see a fight, that can keep up this run of form, I think they would like to see me in unification matches. So I'm sure we can make them happen.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that.
Definitely, man. All I want to say is, Lawrence, I know you're really dedicated to the sport, but now that you're a world champion, I still want to see you keep that hunger. Because a lot of boxers, when they become world champions, they just, they get complacent, they get a bit comfortable, and that's when something bad can happen and they lose the title. I don't want to see that. I want to see you stay dedicated and achieve greatness, because what you've done so far is massive. No one else has done it. You should be really proud of that, man.
Yes.
It's a huge inspiration to me and Kojo and all the team, bro.
Yeah.
Man.
Absolutely. Listen, Zayn, thank you very much. We're going to move on to the next
thank you so much.
Appreciate that. 985.
How we doing, guys? How we doing?
Yes. That's it. Evening, Daniel. We've got before we go, just going to big up Right One Comment. Congrats, champ. Looking forward to you being undisputed in the near future. Daniel, how you doing, sir? You're here with the champ.
I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well, thank you, Kojo. Yeah, listen, brilliant last few weeks as usual from you guys on Raps on TV. In good interviews, good professionals coming on, giving good interviews. So it's all good.
Thank you, appreciate
good. No doubt. Lawrence, well done. Like the last caller said, just keep the hunger there. And you know what, you'll be huge. I mean, already what you've achieved is great, but just keep it up, just keep going, keep that hunger and keep that desire there. And that's it, really. And no doubt, my brother, just keep going now, just keep going. That's it, just keep going. Look, we'd love to see you at heavyweight. We'd love to see you up against Shizora and White. I'd love to see if you could handle the heat there. That would be, I'm sure you boys. But I'd love to see that, but that's all in the future. That probably in the future now.
I'm interested in
not looking forward to it boxing. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Sorry.
We'll see. You know, we'll see. You know, obviously, I'm going to unify, God willing. But I'm not against, and I've said it to Eddie. Just the odd one. Just give me a little heavyweight fight, and I'll still maintain like cruiserweight. Because right now, I don't want to say exactly how much I'm weighing, but I could fight a heavyweight right now, and then when it's time, get back on the old treadmill, you know, and get the weight off. But yeah, we'll see. I'm really excited about the future anyway.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Listen, Daniel, thank you very much for your call and support as always. Appreciate that.
No doubt. Yeah, take care. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yes, thanks, man. So listen, Lawrence, I know you're gonna have a busy few days coming up, but really just wanted to say thank you again for coming onto the platform. Congratulations. As the last caller said, I mean, it's a great achievement. I'm sure not just yourself, your family are really proud. And we've been loving watching this journey. So thank you again for coming on the platform. Enjoy the next few days of probably no training, and look forward to seeing what the future holds, brother. Take care. Yes. There's the champ, man. Great 20 minutes we spent with the champ there. Oh, is he still there? I still got you. Sorry, bro. It froze a bit. All right, champ. Take care, brother. Yes. So no, listen, it was a pleasure speaking with the champ. For you, those of you listening, I'm sure you all enjoyed watching that performance last weekend. It was, you know, not to be biased, but it was a dominant performance. I think, you know, as Uncle said, you know, it was a very mature performance, very patient. Lawrence clearly is proud. He's watched it a few times. I'm sure Shane McGuigan was also very proud as well. So listen, we've got another world champion representing these shores, which is always good. And we're really happy to see the journey that Lawrence has come along. And whilst he isn't listening now, I think one of the interesting things of all of this is that, you know, a lot of the other guys that were on the card were not just stablemates, they were his stablemates going into Rio. You know, you look at the likes of Anthony Fowler, Joe Cordina, and Lawrence Okolie. Whilst he didn't medal in Rio, you know, he's now definitely got the true glories, the true jewels, as they say, which is that world title. And I'm pretty certain he's going to be a man to be feared in the division. Comrade Boxing, thank you very much for your comments and question. Appreciate that support as always. Lawrence has gone, but he says, do you think Breedis has still got it at age 37? I'll ask that question if that's all right. I mean, I still think Breedis is a tough fighter. And to Lawrence's point, you know, I think how he performed in that fight, maybe he's a bit unsure of how good Glowacki is, but I think he's underestimating his power. He probably underestimates, and this is Lawrence, he underestimated his nervous energy. I think that's probably what may have got him through in terms of being so nervous he needed to fight at the best that he could, and it was a great performance. Do I think Breidis will pose much of a challenge? I'm not sure. I have to be honest. I think the performance we saw on Saturday, and if Lawrence can keep working on it, which I believe he will, he's got the hunger. You know, he spoke about being super cool. It was quite clear this week. I think Lawrence Okolie is going to have a bit too much for Breidis. So I think the bigger challenge is whether Usyk decides to think that's going to be a fight for him. But outside of that, yeah, I think, you know, Spencer Fearon said it some time ago. He thinks few people will beat Okolie at cruiserweight. And after what I saw on Saturday, I truly believe it. Big up Zayn Musa. Yes, smashed it. We're trying, bro, trying to get more comments, more guests. Sorry. So, yeah. Everybody's saying, what do you think of Okolie now, bro? Okolie is a big fighter. We've got DS in the comments. This is a tough fight, but I reckon Makabu is the most dangerous fight. Great point there. Makabu is a very dangerous fighter, and maybe that will be the real iron test. But no matter what, I think we know that, and we know that Lawrence is clearly a world champion. So if he can unify, let's see it, right? We're here for it. Steve O, Tyler, yeah, sure. You don't want to see those, mate. But yeah, no, to those of you that tuned in, thank you very much. So we had a WBO special today. We had Stephen Fulton. We also had Lawrence Okolie, the newly crowned WBO Cruiserweight champ. As I said, this weekend we got the White Povetkin undercard, so really looking forward to that. And yeah, for those of you that have been tuned in, called in, answered questions, thank you very much. To those of you watching in the future, please remember to like that subscribe button, hit the notification, and comment on any video that you've watched in the past. We're trying to get more guests, more content, more boxing talk. So guys, it's been a pleasure, but as always, we are out. Peace.